Okay. So, Steve on top here is in Randy Couture's favorite position for ground and pound. It's called the half guard. The reason why he likes the half guard so much is because all of his weight can be on the one hip. If you were in full mount, your brother would have both hips to explode. So it'd be hard. It's actually harder to hold the full mount. But Randy Couture, he would pass to half guard. From full guard, he would go to half guard, and he would sit all his weight on the one hip. Right there. So that's the hip that you're putting all your weight on. You have your chest pressure. And then because that's the hip, which would be the far side? The far side underhook would be this right here. And this is a technique taught to me by Matt Hughes, who was at one time the most dominant UFC champion in history, and his specialty was ground and pound. So you're combining Randy Couture with Matt Hughes right now in half guard. You have your hip and you have your far side underhook. Okay, now our only defense for this is to use jiu-jitsu when you have a wrestler on top of you. So Mike, you got your one leg out in half guard. You came over the other leg to get the scorpion lock. So what you're gonna do with the scorpion lock, and it's called the scorpion lock because Steve's leg is gonna look like a scorpion tail, comes over his back. You pull your knees into your chest, Mike, and then you kick your legs up over your shoulder. In this case, it would be your left shoulder. And you want to try to like kick him up over your left shoulder. And he's not gonna be cool with that because he's Randy Couture and Matt Hughes combined, so he's not going anywhere. You should also have, my mistake, you should have an overhook here. When he underhooks you, the only thing you can do is overhook that. So that was the first thing. My bad. Overhook his underhook. Now scorpion lock, and bring him up over your left shoulder. See, now he has to base out with his right hand, and you're gonna take your left hand and you're gonna come the inside of his bicep to block punches. Nice. And tuck your head in so he can't headbutt you, if you were thinking like street fighting. And that overhook should be very tight over here on the right side, because you're gonna use that as a whizzer. And you're also gonna push with your left hand like the Heisman Trophy. And you're gonna bring your hips out to the right. Good, and you can push off the floor with your foot, and that's cool. Otherwise, you just kick your leg out. Now you take your right foot and you turn it into a butterfly hook. All right, and then you pull the other one up, and you go into the cocoon position, which Eddie Bravo named to describe the idea that this is connected. You're in the cocoon, and you made that by grabbing yourself super tight. Okay, now the pressure that he's going to give you is a straight back pressure, so you don't want to go with that. You want to divert that. You're going to go sideways, but you are going to go with it a little bit by kicking over your shoulder. It's straight back. So your body goes sideways, but then you kick over your back. And you end up, either in a scramble or a butterfly sweep. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right, thank you for being in my YouTube video. That's my MMA butterfly sweep from half guard, which we got into by doing the elbow escape. What I was telling the guys real quick was that if you train grappling without a gi, say you have 100 moves, you can only do 20 moves if you take the gi off. And then if you add ground and pound, you have 4 moves left. So we don't do a lot of different techniques, but the ones that we do are the best ones. And stay tuned to #Master Lukey for more exciting action.